Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker. Last time we did a lot of kingdom management nonsense, and not nonsense, we did a lot of kingdom management, and most of our stats are rank 10 now, except for 4 of them. Divine is really far behind. We respect Harem in order to sort of hopefully make it more manageable, because now he's got insane wisdom, and he's our priest now instead of Sana. So we've got all that. But before we go and do more kingdom management stuff, as you can see, we have some relics we need to finish getting. Alright, so, and I looked up where some of them are. Now, these I'll have to do probably on screen because there's just so many. There's 16 of these, and we have 13. So that'll be the last one we'll do. But let's go ahead and get the other ones done because they're easier. Just because I know where they're at. Go ahead and get our main group back together. I'll bring Tristan with us. Yeah, I like Tristan. Alright, so the only one we can't get right now is the cypress tree, or the tree crest. There we go. The tree crest one, because the last one we have for that is actually in the grocery stalls, which we haven't found yet. So we can't do that one yet. But the helm is down in the Troll Wilderness, and I think, what was the other one? There was another one that was in the Troll Wilderness too. I'm trying to remember which one I looked up first. I think it was the cypress tree one. Yeah, the goblet, Troll Wilderness. So we got a few things to do in the Troll Wilderness. It'll take me a little while to get there. Actually, Dire March might be quicker. Let's go back. Or Direberg, rather. Yeah, it is quicker. God damn.
I need to catch my breath.
It has been a long time since we've been here, huh? A long time. Wonder if it's changed at all. That'd be cool if they like actually built this place up. I don't think they have, though. I don't think they have. Let's go ahead and try and see exactly where it's at, if it tells me anywhere. In a secret room on the top floor of the troll lair. Really? Am I sure I don't have this? It feels like I have it. No, that's the only goblet we have. Oh well.
I'm there.
Go ahead and get your sister out, because we might need the perception. I mean, we have knock knock, which is good perception, but we could always kill the people here now too if we wanted to.
I do what I must.
I don't want to, but we could complete the shield road, which is kind of fun. Take that stuff. Hey, buddy. Did you have anything good on you? The Mallet of Woe. I'm pretty sure I gave you that. Here, you can have this stuff. There you go. Alright, and I believe the last of the helmet, the Dwarven helmet shards is here too. Tartuk, buddy. Nothing new? How's the settlement faring? Okay. In a secret room on the top floor of the troll lair. Any way I can get like a map of this place? That would be ideal. Alright, here's the top floor. Okay, secret rooms, huh?
I need to catch my breath.
Take a look here. Any secret rooms that... Alright, I see it. There's one here. Are we invisible? What the hell? That's weird. Yeah, looks like there's a room right here. Also, apparently we can get here, and I never have.
Rules are absolute. Interesting.
There we go.
I see something.
Agate. Or agate. And there we go. The Cypress Queen's Goblet.
I see something.
Hell yeah.
I did as you asked.
Ooh, a Frost Greatsword too. Very neat. Alright, cool. Oh, man. It has been a long time that we were here. Really feeling that nostalgia kick now. Alright, and then I think the helm that we need is down here next to their treasure. There should be a hidden stone slab by their treasure. Guess I can pull up the map of this place too on this. This is the depths. And I don't think it's in a hidden room. Although there's some areas we haven't been.
To catch my breath.
I'm off.
But I think it's over here. Maybe. This is the room with all their treasure, right? Like there, or maybe not. Oh, nothing there. Nothing there. Uh-oh. I don't know where this place is. This is their treasure, right? Troll treasury.
There's
Aha.
something here.
There it is. Alright. Now we can leave. I left mushrooms on the ground? How dare I? That's fine. Go ahead and head on out of here. So that's it for this place. So we got the Cypress Queen one done. And we got the helmet done. So the Talden one is up next. The one we're missing here is the horseshoe, which is at the Goblin Village. Where's the Talden one we need? For this one we need the Bent Wrench, which is at the Two-Faced Hill. Which I actually don't remember where that's at. Where's the Two-Faced Hill at? Okay, that's up by Glenshire. Okay.
Resting would be nice, don't you think? Need to catch my breath.
Interestingly, the map that pulled up its location, they built a city or a town exactly where I built it. What that? That must mean I picked the best location, right? If multiple people have picked it. It's the only true explanation for that. Alright, down we go. I just noticed how high up this place is. That's awesome. Look at that. So cool. I think this place is probably closer to a teleportation, so I think we'll go there first, Two-Faced Hill, and get this whip. Not whip, horseshoe. This also might have been a place I haven't explored yet. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm sure I have, but guess I can just look. Does it look familiar? I don't know. Up to Direberg.
May we have a moment of respite?
A moment of respite. Teleport up to Glenshire. Oh yeah, we have not discovered this place. Holy shit. Oh, what if this place has a charge? That'd be huge if it does. Oh, I guess you're good at this too. Or good enough. Go ahead and rest. Make sure our perception's fine.
I worship Fire Goddess. I would not heal. I would burn everything. Bam! Whoosh! Ha! All become ashes.
There are followers of Cernre that prefer her other aspects. but she definitely won't rejoice at an arsonist joining her worshippers.
Hey, you never know what she might like, right? Until you try. But what would Lamash 2 think if you started worshipping her? Two-Faced Hill. Man, if this place has one of the charges, that'd be great. I don't know if there's only an exact 30, or if there's more than 30. The chief is dead. Long live the chief. They don't have long lifespans, do they? The hero remains. And the contract. Okay. Why am I not using... Oh, because it's him. That's why. It's like, why are we not doing these ones? Oh, yeah, because we have a really bad priest. I was hoping to get some more chaos points, but... I can't believe we lost like 3 of them. That really sucked. Two-Faced Hill. Oh my god, I just saw one of the related quests for this place is Magical Prison. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I can't tell you how happy that makes me. Oh, got some werewolves.
Ask, and I shall answer.
I'm gonna take him down.
Taste my fury.
I'm not afraid.
What is that? Protective aura? That's kind of cool.
Repent!
That is kind of cool. Octavia, would you like to just haste this up, please? And delay. Extend your range and kill him. Bang. Oh, hi. Knock knock over here.
Not used to lighting enemies on fire first.
You forced my hand.
This will hurt!
Bang. Come on down. Blast him. I'm shocked that didn't kill him. There's
Is going to hurt.
no need to waste a burn. Pretty decent XP too. That's what, 1200 XP? Ooh. Tethered tribal fetish. Nice, nice. Not what we're looking for. Not what we're looking for, but good, good. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a hidden thing or if it's out in the open, but
I'm glad you called.
Cool it. Face me if you dare.
one down. Charge in. That must be the big guy there.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Don't you have a fireball? Good damage. Good damage. Hit him. Bang.
Consider you provoked.
Another one down.
You should have run!
And another.
Come here, back. Not stab you.
Oh, you're dead, man.
I'll try to make this swift.
You're so dead.
Serves you right.
There we go. All right. Where's that key at? 0 charges. When the number of its charges reaches 0, the door could be opened. Hell yeah. Oh, this is huge. Oh, he didn't even have anything on him? There's the Bent Rich with the Technic League brand. The last one we needed that. Ooh, and White Rose Oysters. Nice. Agile S-Stock. I'll learn some oysters. I've never actually had oysters before. My dad loves them, but my mom hates them. So that's the end of that. Or that was the end of that.
I do what I must.
I've always thought they look kind of nasty when you eat them, but apparently they're very good. Okay, so we got the 2 things done here. We got the what did I get? The Bent Wrench. And we got the charge done. So that's great. So now we can do the magical prison too. So I guess we'll teleport over. The capital's probably, I wonder what's closer, Brentislav or the capital, to the Goblin Village. And then from there we can go up to the prison. And finally be done with that. And then we really will be done with just about everything besides, I guess we still need to find the stall, but I don't feel as pressured to actually, not the fort, we need the village. So that's 15 hours. It probably would take more, around 13 hours. But if I teleport to the capital, that's only 9 hours. Alright, so that one done. That one done. So in the Goblin Village, where is it at exactly? In a pile of rubble on a hill at the west end, south of the merchant. Okay. I just look at the price of this thing too. You can sell it for 400 gold, but then you'd have to buy it for 1600. What a markup! Talk about a price for an old horseshoe at that. And then after this, we just have to figure out what the so it's up here, which we never went to. Oh, I missed this area. That's why I love the coloring on this map here. It's really nice. More nostalgia running through here, though. This was a fun storyline. The Season of Bloom. I really liked that storyline. Hey, the Goblin Merchant's still here.
You should take a look.
I wonder if I could have just come here and got my throne from him here.
I'm there.
Because I knew it was him for a while, but...
Interesting.
Show me your wares. Here you go. What's here? Show me your wares. You can have that and that. You can have these things too. There you go, buddy. Alright. Alright, so we got all the artifacts we need. So now we're gonna head on up to the Lonely Barrow and do the magic prison quest. Remember, getting some good prog here in today's episode. I am very happy about that. This is where we met Knock Knock too, isn't it? Oh, that just gave me chills thinking about. I love this game. I love it so much. This is one of the reasons why I love RPGs so much. Because even though the long ones can be kind of hard for me with my schedule, I'm sure a lot of people, to replay, even though you might want to, because they're so long. Man, when you do get the time to just play them, it is one hell of a feeling.
I need to catch my breath.
That being said, I do think the market could do for some more shorter RPG games, a la like you know, the old BioWare games. They weren't very long, like 30-40 hours. really. But still had a lot of replayability. I think we could do more with those kinds of games. Another problem's emerged. Like, a lot of at least your AAA, even your AA RPGs, a lot of times are just so long. Alright, we need to rest again.
Tavia likes shiny thingies. On her fingers, in her ears. Knock Knock likes also. Look, made myself a thingy on a rope.
If I had kids, I would scare them with goblin jewelry.
Not sure how to take that remark. Why are you scaring your kids? Or is it just like... Or is that more of like a comment of, you know, if I was wearing that, it'd scare my kids? Oh, I see it. There's his little rope with his teeth. Melancholy triumph. Culture and loyalty up. Good job, Lindsay. And you could go right on to this mission. Go and do it. Alright. Into the Lonely Burrow. I can't believe we lucked out and found that. I do, you know, with this series in Wrath of the Righteous, I went with a new sort of style where I was basically playing weeks and months ahead of you guys. I kind of liked it more. I kind of like it more when I'm able to play at a pace where I can still sort of react to your comments, because I'm sure you guys will comment about different aspects like the crafters and maybe kingdom management advice. You probably told me to get rid of Zana, I'm sure. Maybe. I don't know, maybe not. But you know, those kinds of things. You probably gave me some divine advice, I'm sure. I don't know. Like, I can't really react to your comments, which is a little sad. But with the time constraints, I felt like I had to do this. And, you know, this is mid and late August that I'm recording this. And at that time, I'm not doing a great job with getting the uploads out as consistently as I would like. Okay, how do I use this key? As you approach the barrier utters a deep sigh. The monsters are defeated. The trial is past. The door will open to the strongest. The door will open to you. Will open. Hey, unknown voice. Could you answer some questions? The monster and the key. The monsters and the key. The door will open to the strongest. Tell me about the monsters. The monsters were the trial, and the trial has been passed. The door will open to you. The key? The key is in your hands. Ages ago, it was hidden in the dungeon, where two rivers flow into one lake. Ages later, it was drawn into the light. Defeat the monsters, then give me the key, and the door will open to you. It seems you're trying to hide something from me. This is no simple key, but a much more valuable artifact. The whispering subsides for a moment, and then resumes with a different intense intonation. Yes, the key is more than just a key. It is a gauge. It is part of a plan. The imprisoned one can only become free by sacrificing the essence of his power. Tell me, door, what's locked behind you? Farnirras. Is that the name of the wizard? Who created you? Farnirras. Farnirras is imprisoned. Farnirras is the one who created you. Maybe you can explain what all this means? Silence falls for some time, and then the monotonous whispering resumes. The door will open to the strongest. No more questions. Examine the barrier. The barrier feels slightly warm, and somehow alive to the touch. Odd patterns and magical symbols glimpse on its shimmering surface. Among them, you notice numerous pictures of various animals, monsters, and unusual creatures. Plunge the key into the barrier. You plunge the key into the barrier and watch as waves of barely visible bluish light run up and down along it. It appears that a protective spell of some sort was hiding its true nature, but now it disappeared. An ethereal whisper comes from the door and distinctly pronounces the word phylactery. Uh-oh. You barely have time to consider its meaning when the key dissolves in the waves of blue light. It's part of a plan. The imprisoned one can be free, but only by sacrificing the essence of his power. The key is dissolved, or the key is delivered and destroyed. The monsters are defeated. The door opens to the strongest. Enter now. Save it. You think we should buff? We can at least do...
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple like Lindsay the Great? Maybe Lindsay the Indecisive.
You can do some heroism at least. Alright. Oh, you don't look so bad. Farnirras the Pensive. The figure clad in tattered scraps of cloths slowly turns toward you and takes a few shuffling steps in your direction. From under the ragged pieces of cloth, you once undoubtedly bright and rich. The face of a dead man, barely covered with flesh, stares back at you. His eye sockets glow with a terrifying pale light. I can't believe it. So, finally, someone fell for the letter? I admit, it was a weak plan, but I had so little time to invent it. Tricked with the letter? He steal your think thoughts, Agranak? Or worse something? Knock backs away slowly. Are you Farnirras? It seems I hear notes of uncertainty in your voice, brave adventurer. Am I wrong? Yes, I am Farnirras, the Pensive. Our acquaintance won't last long, but nevertheless I am happy to meet you. So you're a lich. Such remarkable powers of observation. And your letter you begged for help. Of course I did. People tend to become less vigilant when someone is humbly begging their aid. They mistake the begging for weakness. Just think about it. How many would have come to the aid if I had started my letter? Dear sirs, the almighty lich locked in a magic prison desperately wants to break free. Who imprisoned you here? One extremely annoying creature. One I'll have to get rid of right after I deal with you.
Their life ends here.
Okay. Oh, hi. Am I surprised? Why can't I attack? I can do that one. But I can't do it with that.
Cool off.
Okay, what do these do? Secret of Subduing. This secret subdues all hostile creatures within range. Humanoid creatures whose number of hit dice is less or equal to half your caster level lose their will to fight completely and leave their worldly possessions and weapons on the spot. That's crazy. Forcing them out of your plane. It acts like a banishment spell. Whenever you or any friendly creature within the area of effect fails a saving throw during a secret's duration, but would have succeeded with an insight bonus equal to your caster level, the saving throw succeeds. Okay. Accomplishment. And then extra skill check. Okay. Increasing benefit. And ability checks. Interesting. Sunburst. All creatures. Where do I have level 9 spells? Elemental. Why can't I use that? Oh, is it because it's a surprise round? What does this do? Ah. I can get these two though. Great damage there. Alright, let's kill this guy. Make sure he's dead. Alright. You're gonna do that. And then you're gonna cast a haste. Move up. And now cast haste. Damn it. Alright, well, it's still better than getting it on nobody. Okay. Alright, you're gonna put a cloud. Oh, man. Never mind. Go for him.
Taste my fury.
158 damage on him. Let him have it.
Strike!
Almost killed him there. You're over here.
Which knife to use?
Let me make sure he dies. Dun, 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 dun.
So it's come to this.
It's worth a shot. Worth a shot. And back up and go ahead and do Hellfire Ray on him. Dead.
You deserved it.
Good critical hit there. Kill him.
This is going to hurt.
Another one dead. Agronak, you can kill the Lich.
Don't hold back!
Oh, nope, never mind. You can't. I guess I should have just gone and killed them, huh?
Knock Knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
That's my bad. Admittedly. How embarrassing. Still can't hit me? Alright, you kill him.
Cool it.
Fuck.
Getting dizzy.
Okay. Can we do... You hit him with that, maybe? Okay.
Any last wishes?
Got him. Ooh, 61,000 and 25,000. That's a lot of XP.
I do what I must.
Good shit. Man, you guys are bright. Alright, what do we got? The missing pages from the diary of Farnirras the Pensive. Number 2. An unfortunate incident. Yesterday, some thieves managed to break into the tower. They tried to free some of my test subjects. I do hate it when someone encroaches on my property. I hate it even more when useful resources are wasted. The Guardian Golem and my protective spells killed 5 of the thieves before I had time to intervene. The 6th is still alive, and I hope he'll make it. A half-orc sorcerer is exactly what I need for my experiments. Perhaps the spells will work differently on him. I've turned all the dead thieves into zombies. When I pitted them against the will-o-wisps and watched them fight through the window, it was a bit of fun at least. One of the test subjects was killed when I was trying to artificially slow the process of turning undead with the intention of documenting all the stages precisely. Everything didn't go as planned. I think I shall repeat the experiment again in a week. And maybe this time I'll use the Elven Girl as a test subject. Her long lifespan may, in theory, affect the duration of certain processes. Today my test subjects have escaped. All of them. They acted so nimbly I hadn't noticed a thing when I went down to the cellar to prepare the next experiment. Well, the golem is malfunctioning. That's odd, but within reason. But how did they manage to circumvent my whole system of protective spells? I couldn't even identify which way they went after leaving the tower. It's obvious that some arcanist helped them escape. Someone as capable as myself. which is outstanding in itself. But even more surprising is that I didn't find him in the company of escapees once I finally caught up with them. The fools ran into a wyvern's nest and nearly all of them perished. The only one I managed to save was the elven girl. She almost threw herself at me in relief, but then when she looked into my eyes, she shrieked and fainted. After so much effort spent on saving the elven girl, it was a pity I had to kill her, but time is of the essence. After all the strange things that happened in the tower, I don't want to delay the ritual of phylactery creation. The last thing I need is a failure at the final stage, with 24 years of hard work and my potential immortality at stake. I must find out what's going on. It's impossible that my unknown enemy is so much stronger and craftier than I am. The alchemy storage was not only burned to the ground, many ingredients were stolen before the rest were destroyed. Many artifacts were also stolen. I have a good idea of what purpose these will be put to. So, you steal from me and you prepare a trap for me as well. But who are you? I'll find out. I'll most certainly find out. Last pages. Hello, Farnirras. I'm glad to be able to talk to you at last, though only via the written word. Have you already figured out who I am? I suspect you have, or else you wouldn't have put so much effort into holding the phylactery, hiding it. That poor half-orc youngster cursed you, predicting you'd once meet your worst enemy. And that's how I was born, from the pieces of your soul that you haven't yet contaminated with evil. At first, I was weak, and had barely enough power to steal a moment of life from the body we shared. While you slept, I rose and wandered the tower, trying to realize who I was and what should I do. Your protective spells didn't harm me, nor could they, for I was still you. The longer I thought about it, the more clearly I realized how disgusted I was by your life and your deeds. I dreaded to contemplate what you would do after you finally completed the ritual of the Cyclopean tyrants, whose ruined palaces serve as the foundation of Arborea. Even the thought of it sickened me. I started by trying to help your prisoners, a not entirely successful attempt, alas. But after they died, I realized that I had to do much more than that. I had to kill you, to kill both of us. I share your curiosity, your magical powers, and your ability to invent unusual solutions. But even this wasn't enough for me to rid the world of us both. You've been fussing over your life too much. Your carefully tangled cocoon of protective spells would save us from every sort of potential danger. It would take days for me to try to untangle this web we'd created with our common hands. Besides, this might have made you suspicious and put you on alert, so I just had to remain undetected, put my own plan in motion. In the short time I was awake, I worked over every piece of this magical prison, with our common phylactery being the key to it. I've enchanted the door so it will destroy the key after being opened, and would open only to the strongest monster slayer. I developed a system of tests to make sure the one who would someday open this door would be capable enough. After all, he or she would have to face you in the end. Well, my plan has worked. I've managed to lock us in here, inside this ancient Cyclopean barrow. Our dear Arborea was built upon the ruins of Coloron, yeah. And under these ruins, you and I will spend the upcoming years and ages. Someday, everything will work out as I have planned. Someone able to cut you down will enter this vault. I came to this world for only one purpose, to prepare my own death, and I cannot wait for this moment to finally come. Damn, that's awesome. What an awesome story for that. Got Hat of Mental Perfection +8. Whoo-wee. Amulet of Natural Armor. Bracers +8. Cloak Resistance +6. Alright. Damn, that's a lot of huge fire elementals, huh? Here we go. The Bone Shard Short Spear. Oh, is it just summoning more of them? Oh, that's awesome. So this +4 Short Spear deals negative energy damage. Pretty sure that's my dueling sword. We get the Myth Slayer Heavy Crossbow. +5 Heavy Crossbow deals 2d10 damage on hit. If its target has one of the following qualities, huge or gargantuan size, dragon subtype, giant subtype, 20 or more HD, and inflicts a single -2 penalty to wielder's attack rolls, but adds 1d10 to damage for each of the qualities the target has. That's cool. The Tyrant Flail, +5 flail lands a hit. It applies a stacking -1 penalty to target's AC, all saving throws, and CMD. The Vanquisher Great Axe has a critical range of 19 and 20 and deals an additional 10 damage on every hit. Damn. Shepherd's Armor. +5 studded armor grants its wearer +2 bonus on attack rolls and damage rolls with short bows and long bows. Oh, wow. That's good. And finally, the Bloodhound Dueling Sword. +5 speed, agile dueling sword. Has an 18 to 20 crit range. Each successful hit it lands on an enemy grants its wielder a stacking 2 bonus on all subsequent damage rolls with Bloodhound against this enemy. Alrighty, so compared to the Arcane Enforcer, which I'm currently wielding, why am I not wearing? Oh, is this the one that like goes through things? Is that? Didn't I have one that like went through things? Or was that Manarak? Must be Manarak. Oh no, it's right here. Yeah, Menace. Should have been using that more. Anyway, this compared to what those are, 413, 411. Yeah, I mean, this is just an 18-20 crit range, which is what this one has. Why does that one have that? 18-20, 15-20. I don't know why this one has 18-20. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. With the Bloodhound, it is a speed weapon as well, so that's gonna be great. Crossbows, I guess you can have this. The Myth Slayer. Oh, hell yeah. Awesome. Anything over here? Nope. Okay.
Follow if you dare.
All right. Let's go ahead and head back to the capital now with my army of fire elementals here. That's kind of cool, actually. All right. And then we got to figure out the rune-covered ancient leather scraps that we have to get all of. It's going to be, I'll probably do that in between episodes. So we'll get that in the next episode. We'll finish off this episode with Kingdom Management. But yeah, I mean, look at us now. We have nothing to do for 45 days except, you know, what we've been doing. Oh man. I'm glad we was able to get this. It's a good weapon, Bloodhound. And that was a good chunk of XP too that we were missing out on. Wonder if I should look through the rest of the completed map and see if there's any other places we haven't discovered yet besides the grocery stalls. That could be a smart thing to do. Alright, back to the capital. Enter to the throne room. We'll talk to the storyteller, get these relics, hear their stories. Because we're probably going to hear a couple stories here too. Mr. Storyteller. I brought some relics. How interesting. Right? Do you wish to learn the story of the Cypress Queen, Agranak? Yes, I would. Do you wish to hear the story of the Taldan ones? Prepared to listen? We don't have that one. Okay. Cypress Queen. I hear the noise of the capital. Merchants shouting, horses neighing, soldiers' armor clanking. But this is all from far away, from beyond the walls of the palace garden. The noise is barely audible through the lush vegetation, but here, in the cool stillness, I can hear two lovers whispering beneath the shadow of an ancient cypress tree. I'm not one of them. No, I'm just a frail cypress twig. These two cannot be together. She is a queen, and he is her loyal knight. Perhaps too loyal, but their love could not be kept secret for long. The king ordered the knight executed, but the knight managed to slip away to the wilderness of the Nar Marches and the Stolen Lands. He hid there, away from civilization, with only animals and birds to keep him company. To remember his lost home, he brought a cypress twig with him and planted it in front of his hut. The tree took root, and the knight spent long hours talking to the cypress, imagining it was his queen. And one day I answered. Since ancient times, these lands have been home to the Fae, so it is little surprise that a dryad would be born within the tree. We became friends. He told me of his homeland, and his beloved queen, and the merry life at court, the celebrations, the parades, the tournaments. I wanted so badly to see it all with my own eyes. What happened next? Oh no, I didn't. Damn it. So I decided I wanted to be a queen myself, and why not? After all, the Green Mother gave me my fair share of beauty and magic, and the knight taught me all about how to rule a country. I organized a celebration. All the local Fae were invited. I had no idea there were so many of my kin in the neighborhood. Everyone came, shy nymphs, merry satyrs, with their reed pipes, tender nixies, leprechauns, with their fancy buckled hats and shiny boots. The celebration lasted 3 days, and my guests enjoyed it so much that every one of them proclaimed me their queen at the end. I wasn't establishing prisons, or taxes, or other nasty things common in human courts, but the social life of my court was vibrant enough to make any human monarch jealous. Is this Nyrissa? And what kind of functions did your Fae court conduct? We did all kinds of amazing things. Sometimes I hosted dances that went on all night, or held tournaments in which satyrs would entertain their audiences, kicking each other for the right to kiss me. There were even parades organized for the local animals. Just imagine, deer, boars, and bears all marching in lines. Even those Fae who initially didn't like the idea of a kingdom were happy with things. I think we may have been the only kingdom in the world built without a single drop of blood spilled, built on a foundation of joy and happiness. So your kingdom wasn't real? It was basically just a game? What an odd suggestion. How about your country? Is it real? Or could it just be a game with complicated rules and high stakes? Our kingdom was real as we were. And then what? Life in the woods changed a lot over time, and the night changed too. After spending so much time around Fae and meditating alone in nature, he became more religious and built a shrine to Erastil with his own hands. Rumors spread around the area of some hermit of saint living in the swamps, though to be frank, there wasn't anything saintly about him, as far as I could tell. But people started coming to meet him, and over time a small village grew around the shrine, built by people in search of a new life. As word spread of our kingdom in the woods, some people were surprised, while some just smiled knowingly. After all, the idea of a kingdom was familiar to humans, so Fae living in a kingdom made them seem less alien, less strange and scary. So we began living side by side in peace. Sometimes Fae would visit humans, just to share a cup of tea, or sometimes there were even unions that resulted in children. Human children with some of the magic of the Fae. Some of those children deserve their own legends, but those are other stories for another time. Human monarchs are quite different from their subjects. They have eyes everywhere, their arms are long, and their memories longer. As the village grew, news of the location of a disgraced knight made its way to the king. Eventually, a small but heavily armed group of the king's men arrived in the village, demanding the hermit knight leave with them immediately. The villagers, both human and Fae, were ready to fight to defend him, but the knight followed his unwelcome guests voluntarily. He said he wanted to avoid bloodshed, and he was old and longed to see his homeland and his beloved queen once again, even if it ended with his execution. So when the knight was taken away, everyone grieved for him, myself especially, but as time passed the pain subsided, as it tends to. Both the village and the Fae kingdom happily lived in peace for many years after. What happened to the knight? I know not. This story was not about him. The dryad never saw him again. Perhaps he slipped away from his guards and accomplished a slew of heroic deeds afterward. Or perhaps his captors executed him on the first day, simply taking the king his head. Or maybe he died on the executioner's block, but in the city of his youth, gazing once more upon his queen, older now, but as beautiful as ever. Or maybe the city had changed beyond recognition, and his queen had died years ago, and he realized too late that his true home was a village built in the swamps. Or maybe the king saw that the pious old man standing before him shared nothing in common with the bold young upstart that had impinged his honor so long before, and thus pardoned him. Alas, alas, we have no way of knowing what really happened. Time spared not even the kingdom where this story started, so your guess here is as good as mine. What happened to the village? If your wonder is strong enough, you could visit the Gnarl Marches yourself and ask the locals. I suspect someone there would know what happened next, but the story was about how the Fey Kingdom was established, and that story is over. Thank you. Can you tell me? Yeah, stories. Cypress Queen. Why couldn't you go to see the city for yourself? You know not. Dryads are bonded to their trees. We cannot stray far from them. And even if we could, our kind tends not to get favorable reactions from humans. They find us too strange, too alien. I doubt I would have been warmly received in the city. Did you fall in love? Of course not. The very thought is shameful. The knight remained faithful to his true love until the end of his days. As for me, well, I was born from a twig of the cypress, under which the knight and the queen's love story began. I like to think I was a child of their love in a way. I never told him directly, but I always considered the knight to be like a father to me. Alright. Cool. Next one. Brought some relics. Tell me about the Gemstone Cave. I hear hooves clattering, wheels creaking. I smell the smoke of campfires. Wind kisses my face gently, and rain washes it with tears from the sky. We are on a road heading north. We are on our way to the no man's lands beyond the edge of the map, which promises a home to those who do not shy away from adventure. Those lands are where we find our freedom and prosperity. I'm Jackson Trestran from the Tandak Plains, the heart of the great Taldan Empire. My family is old, but not rich. My inheritance as the youngest daughter barely covered the horses, cart, and supplies for this trip. But who cares? My real inheritance was a sharp mind and strong hands ready for hard work. My children will know riches that my ancestors could hardly dream of. 1,000 years ago, in Emperor's orders, the 5th Army of Exploration mapped the region around the Great Selen River. Endless miles of plains, hills, woods, and swamps. My ancestor served in this army, and his diary mentions a particular cave filled with wonderful gemstones, floor to ceiling. The army turned back, leaving the gems unclaimed for centuries, but now they'll be mine. Onward. Why did the army leave the gems untouched? It's a real mystery. My ancestors spared no words describing the beauty and riches of the cave, even described how to find it, but he didn't explain why the army left such treasures behind. Maybe that part of the diary was lost? Well, even more interesting then. Maybe we'll get to shed some light on this ancient mystery. What will you do when you find the mine? Isn't it obvious? I'll claim the land where the cave is located as my own property, and part of the Taldan Empire. Then, if anyone tries to take it from me, they'll have to deal not with just me, but the Imperial Army as well. Why do you think the gems are still there 1,000 years later? Of course, so much time has passed. A lot could have changed. But there are still no big cities in those wild lands to this day. If someone were missing gemstones there, or mining gemstones there, I think we'd have heard about it by now. Go on. We reached the area described in my ancestor's diary. The locals from the tiny villages scattered in the area called the region the Camellands. It's a strange, eerie place. What we originally took for hills as we passed through turned out to be ancient mounds, where you might find the buried bones of unbelievably ancient creatures, older even than the Earthfall. That gemstone cave must be around here somewhere. After a long and difficult search, fortune finally smiled on us, albeit a wry, cunning smile. Among the hills, we caught a bunch of kobolds all dressed up like nobles at some ancient celebration. Or just celebration. Their filthy, scaly bodies were decorated with shining gemstones, and their leader proudly wore an ancient Taldan knee pad on his head. Their interrogation didn't take long. After decapitating one of them, the others almost fell over themselves to tell us where they found their ornaments. The cave proved to be even more gorgeous than I'd imagined as I read my ancestor's diary. It was a huge hall shining with gems of all colors and hues. We didn't have any problems evicting the kobolds. Once we'd killed half their tribe, the other half just fled. Apparently wanting the last word, an old kobold, their chieftain maybe, or a shaman, shook his tiny fist at us and yelled a curse. I just laughed and threw a torch at him, and he disappeared. I had won. The gems of the 5th Army were mine. What did the kobold yell? He yelled that they would go, but that we would stay forever. What a curse. Oh no, I was already going to claim the land anyway. Did you try exploring the mounds? We did. My best scout noticed an obviously artificial entrance into one of the mounds. He and a small team went in to explore it. Several hours later, a dense smoke rushed out of the mound. It began to rumble and then it exploded. All that remained was a smoldering crater. We didn't risk fooling around with any ancient legacies after that. And later, we had enough of our own trouble to worry about. Inside, we found ancient girders supporting the walls and rusty tools scattered around. There were also graves, several of which had been opened by the kobolds, with pieces of ancient Taldan armor in them. It seems some ancient people had been mining gems here after all. Unfortunately, we had no way to find out what happened to them, so I declared the mine my property, and we began our work. A small town quickly grew up around the mine. First it was just locals, then people started traveling from afar. Miners, bards, brewers, priests, and, of course, traders of all kind. Talador sent a squad of soldiers to guard the new imperial mine, and trade routes as well. My lands prospered. Too bad it didn't last long. It took us less than a year to discover what happened to the mine's previous owners and why it had been abandoned. What did you do with the exhumed remains? We reburied them honorably. They became the first residents of our small new cemetery, which we had to expand considerably not long after. Things were going great, but then rumor of an epidemic started spreading throughout the town. I did my best to reassure the locals, though by that time I knew better than anyone that gray stains on the skin, along with nosebleeds, was essentially a death sentence. The mine's previous owners didn't just leave, they died out from ash leprosy. We were infected when we explored their graves. The best clerics and healers our money could buy all said the same thing. This disease wasn't curable. I still held hope that if I bought enough time we could find a cure. But news of the epidemic reached the Imperial Army. They were ordered to quarantine the entire area, and our guardians became our jailers overnight. The settlement was sealed off by a triple cordon of guards. We continued mining gemstones like before, but the traders took advantage of our situation and raised their prices. People were dying, but the town lived on as the Empire kept sending a new workforce for us, branded criminals. Thanks to the efforts of our healers, I lived longer than many others, but soon I didn't even dare leave my house. It seemed not a single person in the settlement didn't wish me dead. I died alone, slowly rotting alive, surrounded by treasures beyond measure, a leper queen of a doomed kingdom. My last thought was how funny the kobold's curse had seemed, and how quickly it had come true. Tell me more of this disease. Could it cause a new epidemic among my subjects? No, worry not. Ash leprosy may have been incurable in Jaxine's time, but the Taldans eradicated it completely centuries ago. Besides, it is impossible that any trace remains of the leprosarium that surrounded the mine so long ago. Really? I mean, it was 1,000 years between... I don't know. What happened to the city? The mine was inherited by her family. The colony of lepers continued mining gemstones for many years, until the mine was depleted. Once the mine was done, the town slowly died out. Once the last leper died, the Empire sent a group of clerics and wizards to the site, and they used prayers and spells to reduce the infected town to safe ashes and collapse the entrance to the depleted mine. 1,500 years have passed since then. No one even remembers the colony existed there anymore. As for the mine, it can probably still be found in the Canelands, but there are no longer any treasures there to claim. Thank you. Alright. Another one. Tell me about the Technic League outcasts. Farewell, Technic League. There's not room enough for you and us in this country. Captains and their apprentices, masters and their slaves, arcanists and technicians. Good riddance. We head east to no man's land. We leave to start a revolution none of you has the courage or imagination to engineer. There are 5 of us, Logie and me, who snatched the device from right under our teacher's nose. Quiet, smart Alira, who knows the meaning of the symbols on the control panel. Illis and Lamb, brother and sister, elves from Keonan. who've been dealing with star scraps for longer than I've lived. We have everything we need to turn this world around. A hunting lodge in the middle of nowhere where the Technic League will never find us. The best equipment we could steal, and a true miracle in a metal barrel. The most exciting artifact that's ever fallen from the stars. A handful of tiny metal ants and a remote control to command them. The little seeds we'll use to grow our empire. We've fixed up the lab in the basement, and it's time to get started. Why'd you flee the Technic League? Because these backward fools can't see what's under their noses or above their heads. This artifact is the discovery of the century, and they just sent it to some remote storage facility and expunged all mention of its existence. They're terrified of the power this relic has. Well, so be it. That just means that power will be gained by someone braver. What exactly does it do? Anything, everything. I'm not kidding. These ants can create literally anything. Once you figure out how to control them, we'll possess a unique tool capable of copying any item in the world. This one, or those beyond the stars. Gold, technological artifacts, anything we could desire. The lab is abuzz. Metal ants swarmed over the golden coin, measuring it, and now bit by bit they're creating an exact copy. They move in procession, somewhere down underground, then return with tiny bits of gold as well as the other materials they need to build more ants. With a happy smile, Alira works her magic over the remote control. Once we're done with the coin, we'll try to have the ants copy something more complicated. Loggy's been on a hunt for 3 days now. He's a smart lad, he won't get lost in the wilderness, especially not with the star equipment he's got. I try to convince myself, but I'm still nervous. To distract myself from these heavy thoughts, I keep helping Illis and Lamb set up the lab. You have so many ants now. There's not enough room for them all and on the table's surface. Loggy, where are you? Get back as soon as you can. In the middle of the night, I'm lying in bed alone. I can't sleep without Loggy snoring beside me. I stare into the darkness. My eyes play tricks on me. It's like swarms of little black specks are marching across the ceiling. It's hot, and my back itches. I toss and turn in bed, imagining how we'll return to Numeria with an army of battle robots, or gearsmen, or we'll live as kings. Where do you get battle robots? I don't know. Maybe we'll create some treasure first. Maybe weapons enough to outfit an entire army. With these ants, there's no dream we can't make a reality. Continue. It's foggy outside. The fog's so dense, I can't see the grass under my window. It's hot, and my back itches so much. Lamb went out to search for Loggy. I wander around the lodge without purpose. Something's under my feet. I almost stumble on it. I look through the window. I wait. The smell of rot emanates from the lab, and I can't open the door. It's hot. I want to go out, breathe fresh air, but I can't find the door. There's something under my feet. I kick it away and go back to bed. My whole body itches. I lie staring at the wall. In the darkness, it seems like tiny black dots move across the wall, creating odd patterns. We'll return to Numeria as kings. What's wrong? Are you ill? It's hot. So hot. So itchy. We'll be kings. We'll get back. So hot. Please continue. It's unbelievably hot. The walls of the lodge are covered with glowing lines. Countless ants swarm, busily turning them into what? What is it? I don't know. I scratch my skin and peel it off, and it peels off in bloody patches. Ants swarming underneath. Oh God. Illis crawls on the floor, breathing heavily. The smell of rot from the lab is unbearable. It's getting even hotter. I want to get up from bed, but my legs have been eaten by the ants. I smell something burning. Our teacher looks through the window from the outside, his face a grimace of disgust. Did they find us? Wait. We'll get back to Numeria and live as ants. So hot. There's black fog everywhere. Illis rolls over the floor, trying to beat off the flames. Where's Loggy? He must have returned from the hunt by now. The storyteller's head is covered with beads of sweat. His face grimaced in pain. He rubs his temples. That is how the revolution of the 5 Technic League outcasts ended. Fortunately, they were found and eliminated before the metal ants finished constructing whatever it was they were building. Are you alright? This story simply gave me a headache. It is nothing, it shall pass. Thank you. Damn. Alright, I have the helm. Forge the Trailblazer's helm for me. Thank you, he whispers. This will be one of my finest works. A small remnant of my gift will reside in this helmet, so you may recall its legend on your own. Trailblazer's Helm. This is going to be kind of an old level thing, huh? More than likely. This helm was forged 5 centuries ago by the legendary dwarven smith Ordleaf. She crafted it for her husband, Jarvand, the Longbuck patriarch, before the clan forever left their homeland in the Five Kings Mountains and traveled north to establish a new trade route in the River Kingdoms. These troubled lands proved to be full of dangers, especially the territory known today as the Stolen Lands, where the dwarves encountered their sworn enemy, giants. A tribe full of giants, led by a stone giant called Dagger, the Earthraker, ran rampant in the area where the dwarves were building their citadel. Bronze Shield Fortress. The giants would appear out of nowhere, throw large boulders at the dwarves, and disappear before reinforcements could arrive. Infuriated, Jarvan called a hunt for Dagger, and, unfortunately for him, was successful. On a frosty winter morning, a small patrol of dwarves led by Jarvan himself encountered the giant's main force. The dwarven trumpeter barely had time to reach for the horn before being crushed by a thrown boulder. Realizing his chances were slim, Jarvan charged Dagger, hoping for an honest one-on-one fight. His enchanted helmet protected him, deflecting all the flying stones. But once the two adversaries clashed in close combat, Dagger grabbed Jarvan and hurled him against the nearest cliff. The dwarven patriarch was dead before he hit the ground. The moment he died, his helm shattered to pieces, with a thunderous clang that echoed for miles. Ordleaf gathered the dwarven forces and hurried to the battlefield. In a great battle, the tribe of giants was destroyed, and the body of Jarvan was returned to the fortress for burial. The dwarves were able to find several shards of the helm, which they kept as relics, but many shards were lost. No one ever managed to collect all the shards and reforge the artifact until now. DR2 against ranged attacks, 10 against falling and throwing rocks, and the ability to cast Good Hope and Crushing Despair. Cast level 17 or 11. I'd be pretty good if we got this like right when it was available. +3 to AC and insight bonus to saving throws against enemies of the giant and goblinoid subtype. Yeah, that'd been good at that stage in the game. We go here, yeah. Only got these left to do now. Oh, and the tree crest, which we can't get yet. Alright, well, I think that's where we're going to end this episode, guys. In between this episode and next one, I'll determine what or where we need to go for the rune-covered cloth. And we'll do that in the next episode, and then we're done. We're done until the main quest triggers. Until then, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.